the channel, or if this is your first time, I'm Tina, also known as Little T. And today we're going to cook together from this cookbook, The Taco Cleanse. And we're going to be making some revitalizing taco seitan. I'm not actually making tacos out of it, but we're going to make seitan anyway. This book I got for my son, Zach, for Christmas a few years ago. It has 75 vegan recipes that will change your life, detox your dreams, and redefine your dinner. Yes, it's kind of a spoof on vegan cooking and on cleanses per se. So it's got some fun jokes in here, some little side notes, but yes, the recipes are legitimate. I would like to cook from this more, so here's my step in getting back into this cookbook. I also have a challenge going on with a friend, Sierra, where I am doing at least 3 new recipes a month. I have cookbooks and I tend to not cook from them because I get in my regular routine and kind of in a rut. And so I'm challenging myself to cook more recipes that are different, ones that I haven't tried before. I'm not going to go exactly by the ingredients in this because for one reason I am missing a couple of the ingredients. I don't have any garlic powder and I don't have any soy sauce. I need to get to the store, obviously. And 2, I like to experiment with recipes, so I'm going to add a couple other ingredients to take the place of those. So let's get to cooking. 2 cups of vital wheat gluten. This is an ingredient that you do not want to use if you have any gluten issues. Next comes a teaspoon of dried oregano. And since I didn't have powdered garlic, I'm going to use minced garlic. Trying to get it in focus here, having a problem. Then we're going to add some cumin. This helps to give it a taco flavor. You would leave that out if you're not making a Mexican-inspired seitan. Then we have onion powder. Paprika will be the last dry spice we will add. And then you're going to make some broth, 2 cups of broth. I used Better Than Bouillon vegetarian-based broth and just mixed it up in my measuring cup and set it to the side. You do need to add oil to the recipe. It calls for 2 tablespoons of oil. I chose to use olive oil like the recipe called for. Here I am adding my hot water to the bouillon and going to get that stirred in. Here's the olive oil, adding in 2 tablespoons of that. Stirring it up, getting it all blended. And in place of the soy sauce, I added Cholula sauce. It's a hot sauce. That's because I'm making it Mexican-inspired. Then I added some green olive brine and a little bit of liquid smoke, just a few dashes. I do have another dry ingredient that is not called for, but it makes the seitan look more red. This is beet powder. And I'm just experimenting here the first time I've used it, and I think I'm going to add, I guess we can see here, how much I decide to add. It's like 1.5 teaspoons. On the next time I made this seitan, I added 1 tablespoon or 2 and it made it much redder. It didn't really impart a flavor to it. So here I'm stirring together the dry ingredients and then I'm going to pour in the hot bouillon with the olive oil, the liquid smoke, and the Cholula mixed in. And we're going to stir that all together. The next time I make that, I would let it sit and cool because I'm going to be kneading it by hand and it's going to be quite warm on my hands. You can see me testing the temperature of it there. It comes together quite quickly and it has just a very meat-like texture. It reminded me a lot of when I used to make meatloaf. You know, when you add some eggs and some cracker crumbs or other ingredients just to make it stick together. You'll see here I'm crumpling up some parchment paper so that it will sit in my 9x9 pan without trying to come out of the pan like it does when it first comes off the roll. And here I'm just kneading the seitan. This recipe doesn't actually call for it to be kneaded very long, so I think I go for maybe 1 minute or 2. And another recipe that I read about seitan on my next time to make it actually said not to knead it too long, which is kind of opposite from ones that I've seen on other YouTube channels. So I'm just making sure it's coming together and you can kind of feel the gluten strands start to come together and become stretchy. So here I am kneading, and it's just a big glob, and I'm going to press it onto the parchment paper. Spread it out as evenly as I can. It'll make it like a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch layer. And then it's going to bake in the oven. I believe I had it set at 355. It's going to bake for an hour total, but we're going to put it in for 30 minutes, and then we'll flip it over and then put it in for 30 minutes on the other side. You can see I'm reading the directions here, trying to figure out how long to keep it in, and here we go, into the oven. Let's take out the seitan. Let's get a hot pad. Somebody's curious. Smell good, Lucy? It's sizzling. It's funny, it kind of looks like a cake. Flip it over. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me today from our Taco Cleanse cookbook and making our version of revitalizing taco seitan. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment if you'd like, and remember to give us a thumbs up. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.